Welcome. This video I will show you how you can get the client location of anybody using your website. This video will create a small site using React. If you're ever making a React application and you want the user to visibly see where their location is, so let's say they're in some city such as Paris or Orlando or something, you want to show the location that they're at, their geolocation. And the way browsers and JavaScript websites work is that code is being run at, there is a record of the coordinates. And so with these coordinates, what this starter project does is it takes those coordinates and uses the Google API. In order to use the Google API, I recommend getting an API key, which you need. This video is a good walkthrough on how to just get started, and it really takes less than 15 minutes. And you'll have your Google Maps API key. And with that API key, you can do many different things. With the Google Maps API key, you'll get a lot of access to its features, including autocomplete and many things like seeing the map. So this React application uses a hook. So this hook is very nice because with hooks, this is reusable. So this hook can be used in all of your pages. So what this thing is, this is a big fancy thing that uses UseEffect. So before you really see anything on the website, it will proactively start to get the location of this from the request, right? So your window has this thing called Navigator, and it queries for the geolocation. And I have some repeated code here, which is not great. However, this can be built out to deal with certain cases where the browser might not be behaving in predictable fashion. The long story short, when you click that allow using location, this promise returns latitude and longitude key value pair. And in this function, when that latitude and longitude comes back from the fulfilled promise, these key value pairs are sent to this Google API URL. And what you'll need is, and I recommend creating a .env folder, which will be in the root of the project, and just call it has to start with React app. So you call it React app _ space, and you can call it whatever you want. I call it maps key. So that's why you need the Google Maps API key in order for this function called getCity. In order for this function to call the Google API, you need the environment variable loaded in there. And what this does is it looks through this big JSON that comes back from the Google Maps API, and it finds one of the parts in that JSON called locality. And since this starter project is simply getting the city that is proximity to the coordinates that come from here, and it is worried about the locality. Once it gets the locality, if city, we set the state up here. We set closest city, which starts as null. It starts off nullish, but then it will become truthy after it gets the permissions for the latitude and longitude, and after it successfully calls the Google APIs and comes back with maps information. Then in our app.js, at the top level, we call the hook, right? So we can listen for my location. If my location is truthy, it will show + my location. Else, while we're waiting, it'll just say turn on location. Now to demonstrate, allow this time. Okay. There you go. Just to show that again, I'll reload the page, refresh. There you go, and showing location. It showed me this little minor error here, and that's part of the reason I kept both of these result.state in here, because maybe there are some things that have to do with using certain browsers. But generally, that error doesn't show in production. In production, this thing works smoothly. I've used it before. But yeah, as long as the user allows the location, this hook will successfully get the location, and the client can see it. The code for this will be up on GitHub. So you can take that. I forgot the README here is important, right? So you need that .env file, and you need to npm install Axios if you want to use Axios for your API call. npm run start. And check out this video as far as just getting your Google Maps API key. Again, it should take less than 15 minutes. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, and happy coding.